What's up? This is your host Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible Today, and Non-Fungible Tomorrow. And today I want to do a video about my experience being a Decentraland owner and also tips and tricks throughout my journey of buying Decentraland land. So this video will be quite different from other videos because I won't be talking about Decentraland itself, but I will be talking about its experience. So the first question you have to ask yourself is that why do you want to buy land in Decentraland and for what purposes? So if you're buying it for flipping, then of course you might want to look for land that's on the floor price. But if you're planning to buy land for other purposes, then you might not want to just buy land at the floor. Personally, for me, what I wanted to do is that I wanted to buy land to support creators and NFT artists, because back then land was around $6,000 before Ethereum dumped. So the first step is to really decide why Decentraland, right? And for me, because I was saying that I was looking for long term, I would consider the longevity of the platform. So far, from my understanding and at the time of recording this video, the only metaverse platform that has a longevity mechanism, like for example community, treasury, and DAO, and that is easily accessible by PC, by the browser rather than just downloading a client, is actually Decentraland, right? All the other metaverses, there isn't nothing that, there's no treasury that is transparent that shows you how long they could run the server for, and also how they're going to use these secondary royalties in order to support the development of the platform. So I wanted to hold my land for long term, and I wanted it to be easily accessible. For me, my strategy is to buy land next to the edge of Decentraland or buy land next to the road, okay? So for those of you who do not know, land in Decentraland are actually packed next to each other, okay? So assuming you bought a land in the middle of different parcels, and if these different parcels are fully built, your land will not be easily accessible. Your land will be cut off by the other buildings beside you. So that's why for me, I wanted to have my land next to the road so that at least I can have an entrance to my gallery rather than being stuck in the middle of somewhere where you have a lot of buildings. And when I bought my land, I bought it in an area where there isn't a lot of build. And the reason for that is that because I do understand that some people computer might not be that powerful, right? So if you buy land in a very busy place, it could lag people's browser. So for me, because my area is out of nowhere, it's just me, and then only a few blocks later you have another build. The loading time is slightly lower for my understanding. So that's the reason why I prefer like a quiet place compared to a very busy center, right? But if you are interested in foot traffic, if you are interested in certain district, then you might want to do your own research. But for me, because mine is a gallery and I could just send the link or submit this as an event, I decide that the district does not really matter to me. Then you can start your research. To do your research, what you'll do is that you'll use different type of analytics platform. For example, you could check out MetaCat for the traffic data and also the price data. When I bought my parcel, I went to Parcel, which is a website where you can actually select that land and see the estimate price of that land, okay? But just to treat these platforms with a grain of salt, because some of these platforms might have like a lag compared to the market price. I also use Sqube for potential traffic data. Sqube is a relatively new platform, and also they have a way for you to filter the distance to the road or to a city center, right? So for me, because I wanted it to be next to the road, then I could use this platform to search for parcels that are listing near the floor but it's next to the road. So these are all really helpful analytics tools, so definitely check them out. It would help you have an idea and a benchmark of how much you'll be spending and also where you should buy your land. Doing these analytics research isn't enough, because besides buying and doing price and location research, you have to do a builder research. So if you're planning to flip, this would not apply to you. But if you are planning to build something, if you are planning to use the land for events, then you would have to use the builder. So if you do not know, actually Decentraland's builder software is on the browser. It's free of charge. You do not need to own land in order to build these builds. So if you are a 3D designer, you could actually build different type of experiences and sell it to landowners without paying anything. This is the builder app. It is catered to people with no technical background. I personally have no technical background. Decentraland has an SDK where you can program stuff and build really complicated experiences. But for me, I just use the builder, and I would suggest you to really use the builder tool to experiment and see if you like it or not, if you are familiar with the 3D space or not. After building this, you can actually send these builder builds to your friends as link, and then they can open it and they can experience it as well. Or you could save as zip files and then send it to other landowners, and so they could deploy it on the land. Okay, and the really good reason why you should try to use the builder is that each parcel is actually a 16 x 16 meter space, so there is also a file size limit for each build. So using the builder itself is really helpful to let you know what existing asset that you can use to deploy for your build, what type of experience you can do, and also how much you can put on your land and whether it is worth buying a piece of land. So after doing analytics research, location research, and also builder research, and if you feel comfortable and decide to really buy land in Decentraland, I do want to share with you my experience, and this is just my personal opinion. I would only buy land at either OpenSea or Decentraland's native marketplace. Okay, so in OpenSea, the good thing is that you can pay in Mana or also in Ethereum, but in Decentraland's marketplace, you can only buy with Mana token. So Mana token is the native token of Decentraland, where you can buy wearables, you can buy names, and also you can buy land using the token. For me, I do have a story that I wanted to share, and personally, at first I was new to the Decentraland Discord, so I went to the Discord. I was trying to hook up with a buyer and hopefully negotiate for a price. So I was posting in the Discord, I was like, hey, I'm looking to buy land, one parcel, gallery purpose. But the problem is, for me, is that I almost got scammed. What happened was that I was meeting up with this buyer on Discord, and then he listened to my story and he saw my channel, he wanted to support me. So he gave me a too good to be true discount, okay? So the problem with this discount is that he was trying to give me like a 2x2 parcel for the price of probably like one parcel, right? And that is a huge and steep discount. But he say, hey, he's an early minter, he want to support me. So at that point of time, he was at work and something like that. So he said he'll send me like a private link because he said this is a private sale, so you have to use a private link. So he sent me a private link, everything looks fine. It was like Markets Decentraland. So it is not the official Decentraland website, but it does look like the official Decentraland website. The thing that I want to teach everyone is that if you are using a crypto wallet, use it in a secondary browser. For all the other type of engagement, use it on a primary browser. That's a way that you could prevent yourself from FOMOing into stuff, right? But if you were to only use one browser, you would risk the chance of it clicking into the link and then getting people to drain your funds. So after this encounter, I immediately checked revoke.cash and no permissions were given, so I was scared. Yeah, this is my story. So for me personally, I would not use analytics website to buy land because there is risk as well. But I will only just use OpenSea or market.decentraland to do the transaction. So congratulations, you are now a landowner and you can publish your builds, and you could change your parcel name and description on the NFT itself. It would cost you gas, and if you do change it, you can actually refresh the metadata on OpenSea so that you can see the name change being reflected. And at the same time, if you want to delegate this land and rent it to someone else, you can actually set like an account to be like your delegator, right? But then you'll at the same time have to pay gas to input that wallet address. So right now you have a empty piece of land. So what can you do, right? You can either recruit a company that can help you build. For example, for my build, I went to a Fireworks design studio, right? So they usually will bill you by square feet, but the quality is much better because it is a custom build made, and they are a interior design company with like real life building experiences as well. We came up with a design, they did the design, and then they sent in the builder, and also using the SDK, and also some professional 3D software, right? He'll send me the zip file, okay? And what I did is that I uploaded zip file into the builder in Decentraland, and then I can use the builder to do some sort of customization, like changing the NFTs, changing the images, and so on. But at the same time, there are other websites like MetaZone. They release different type of buildings from time to time, but personally, I haven't used it before. But these buildings or these experiences are actually NFTs that you can buy in order to support this builder and deploy it, okay? So it seems like you could either get for a custom made one, or you could buy like a pre-built one, okay? So besides building, what you can do as a landowner is that you can use platforms like LandWorks to lease the land. So some people might want to rent land for a certain type of experiences for a period of time, so you could use this platform. But I haven't tried it, and there are risks involved because there are some smart contract risks in between, and you are kind of like risking your land to these platforms if there's any issue. But I just want to let you know, leasing your land is an option, okay? or you can host events on Decentraland. So you can submit a event application at event.decentraland, where you fill in a form, you select your time and date and server. And because Decentraland has multiple servers, right, it is a decentralized metaverse platform, and also the reason why I chose it. So you have to select your server and meet those people during that event live, right, if it's a live event. So this event application is subjected to the approval, but after you submit it, you can actually edit the content, the description and stuff if there's any changes. And the great thing is that once this event has been approved, it'll be on the event.decentraland page based on the time where it's been hosted. And at the same time, it will show up at the Decentraland Welcome Hub, right? So it will show up inside Decentraland. So that is also a really cool thing as well. If you own multiple land, you can actually combine them into an estate where the build site is limitation is lower. Finally, if you are planning to do a lot of events, if you're planning to hold long term, you can actually submit your land as a point of interest. So it gives it a name. So on the Decentraland map, you'll see like a name attached to your land. And that's it. If this video helped you, remember to like and subscribe. Remember to share with friends who are looking at Decentraland or is curious about the journey of Decentraland. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. Feel free to let me know. And remember to like and subscribe and support what I'm doing. So this is your host, Non-Fungible TC, signing out.